Welcome to Yep, Yeah, Yes with Marissa and Tamika. Today is a special episode. We've been on hiatus, but we figured we'd come back real quick before we start the season all over again with the Big Brother recap episode. But first, in the words of Julie Chen Moonves,
Very apropos for today.
Host of Big Brother Allstars and Celebrity Big Brother. Hello, Marissa. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Good, good. And Jaymes, our special guest for the day, who also doubles as my cousin. How are you, cuz?
Hi. How's it going?
Good, good. So, we're gonna.
I just want to say this.
Go ahead.
We started this off, and I'm already salty, and I just need to get it out there for the people that are gonna watch the video. Jaymes knows all his angles, and I've been adjusting my camera, and I look like a potato. But that's okay, Jaymes. Whatever.
You know, it's been years of practice.
So last night was the finale of Big Brother. Obviously, you know, it started late. Typically, I think it starts in like July, something like that. I don't remember. I think this year started like August, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but it was a lot late season because of COVID. But you know, just to start it off, my personal expectations were very high because we're in quarantine for the most part. You're looking for something, you know, interesting to watch. And so I'm like, oh, Big Brother, and it's All Stars. So, you know, you're like, okay, this is going to be a fantastic season. And it was not. We'll start with you, James. What did you think? Because I know you've watched previous seasons before. What are your thoughts?
This is my first time watching an All-Star season, and I was excited. I was ready to see who the players were. I figured it's All-Star, so they're gonna be bringing the fire. It's gonna be crazy. This is gonna be heavy hitters, and to me, it was a dull season of game-changing players who were playing foolish games or playing safe games.
Yeah.
It was very dull and predictable.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Marissa? This is your first season actually watching any seasons. So what was you're a newbie. What was your thoughts?
Okay. So I might go on a diatribe and I will not be interrupted. Okay. First of all, Julie Chen is shady. Why are there listen, I'm an old lady. I started with the Real World. I started this whole, like, I understand the formula. You have to have somebody this, somebody that, whatever. I think we fulfilled our quota on our racists. I think there was just a little too many. And the underhanded racist.
Oh,
we had too many cast members that were racist.
Right. Okay.
The quota was over. And the quote unquote unintentional racist that we had going on, we had too many of that. I actually thought it was kind of boring, bland, and one thought that made me because you and I have talked about identity before. Hold on, I got the roster here. What's his name?
I can pull it up so you can look so that everybody can look at the people and kind of see. Just gotta share.
Oh, what's his name?
Share screen.
Oh, I don't have his name under. The half
Memphis?
Asian, half black guy.
Let me know if you can see that.
Oh, Kevin.
Kevin. Oh, yes, Kevin.
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, where is he? He's not there.
Kevin's in the pink.
Oh, God. And I put my glasses on too. Thank you. Okay, so Kevin, when he was talking about how was it Bailey or was it Devon that were talking about not enough minorities have gotten to the end, and Kevin was saying, yeah, but I'm half black, half Asian. And he feels like he should be included in that. I get it. We had a nice number of minorities on there. I don't understand how we didn't get to the end.
Mm.
Like, you want to be counted, you want to be looked at. I don't understand, and I know you have to have like allies and things like that, but
Well,
what had happened?
It's funny you say that, because this was actually an opportunity for them to get together, create an ally group, and film stuff out. But the problem was David had no clue what he was doing from the time he walked into the house.
He shouldn't have been there. He should not have been there.
He should have been there at all. And
Was he
barely.
ever on? Was he brand new, or was he ever on anything?
He was on a previous season, but he got voted out early, like in the beginning, like
he never even made it. He didn't spend a night in the house. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's an all-star.
So they were throwing him crumbs.
He never went to confessional. He never cried.
He never.
Oh yeah, the amount of
pride. On a different show.
He ain't never been a have-not. He ain't never, like, and they're gonna put him as an all-star. All the people that have been on these seasons.
They could have picked anybody.
And then, so I have a question for you. When the two people get to the end, right? So, does the second runner up, do they get money too?
Yeah, he gets 50,000.
Yeah, 50.
500,000 and 50,000.
Yep.
Oh,
and they also get paid a stipend, a weekly stipend, and
to be there.
The longer you stay on, the more it goes up.
And what about the stipend for the people in the
Yeah, they get paid too for being in jury.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like $2,000 a week. I think I read that somewhere.
That's a good amount of money.
That's a good.
I didn't know about the stipend.
Yeah, $2,000 a week, I believe it is, and half of these people don't got real jobs.
I need to know.
I'm a social media influencer. Well,
yes.
Well, Nicole, no longer.
Well, they can't have real jobs, because who's taking off 3 months from their real job to go on Big Brother?
I mean, Devon.
Where's Enzo's wife?
She said her occupation was an acting coach.
Yeah.
Who said this?
I'm Devon.
I ain't got COVID. I got.
Oh, but you know what? That's how remember in one of her confessionals, and she was like, and that's how you win Big Brother. She like started crying, and then she's like, and that's how you win Big Brother. I get it.
Well, going back to what you were saying about, why they didn't have the opportunity. This goes back to, I believe, like systemic racism in a lot of ways. That's why I like this show, because you can actually kind of see like how people really think without even realizing that they're thinking that way. And so when the 6 of them formed their alliance, you notice it was like they purposefully, or I don't even know if they purposefully, but Memphis is the one that started, and he chose the people that he chose, right?
Memphis is the biggest racist one out of the entire group.
He is.
That's why his name is Memphis, from Memphis, Tennessee.
And then the Black and minority players, the thing about them is like they, like as minority, 3 of us, we are always suspicious. You know what I mean? So it's like it's hard to like bond together. You could see on the after show where Kevin was like, I don't, when they were talking about Kaser trying to pull everybody together, and you're looking like with a suspect eye. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know but that's how it is in real life. You always look at the people that are trying to pull you to the side as like they're trying to drag you down.
But that goes with what we have been saying for eons, especially on the show about, longstanding systemic racism, that they taught us to look at each other that way. Right. Like, yeah, my situation's bad, but it's not as bad as that one. So remember, you're a little bit better. So we have to, start conditioning ourselves to think outside that bubble. And especially, I will say for the Hispanic community, I'm not going to say it's worse than the Black community, but the self-hatred that we have and the self-loathing that we have and how we self-identify is ridiculous. But that show was definitely like a smaller microcosm of little itty bitty things that people didn't really think about, but it's right in your face. And I'm curious to see how Anglo-white identifying America really looked at that or even picked up on it. Where was it Memphis? What was the phrases that he kept saying? He's like, her language is oh, how did he say it? Her speech is to get Bailey. Was it to get Bailey out? Her
I
speech
don't know.
is.
I don't know.
He was basically like, this homegirl is reckless, but in that Memphis way. What was he saying?
But that was Memphis. It's like nothing he did or said was surprising, and it was
Right.
It's like, okay, but I've watched every season of Big Brother except for the season he was on, so I didn't know him or Keisha. So when I saw him on the show, I was like, damn, was he always like this? Like, I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. Like, that's the one season out of all the seasons that Big Brother's been on, I have never seen that season. So I was like, I wasn't shocked because every season is a racism issue. Every damn season there's a racism issue.
Well, my thing is like you were saying was that they get their quota in, but I'm like, why? I know there are thousands and thousands of people that apply for Big Brother, whatever. I have yet to see, and not counting Kevin, I've yet to see an Asian. I have.
They
I have yet
definitely had Asians on. They definitely had, like 2 years ago, they had a cowboy Asian.
But it's like, like let's say you're filling
like
up the quota. All right, we got
One.
We got one Asian. We're good to go. We got the max 2 blacks because we can only get 2 blacks. If we get more than that, we
That's not the show. This is
One
not on
gay
BET.
Right.
A plethora of white people, blonde, brunette. It's like
and the model, and you got to get the model looking white people. Like it can't be your average Joe. You have one of the average Joes.
Well, you got to have one. You have to have a model. You have to have several women that look like models, like
the model type. Yeah, nobody
and
chubby.
then you have like one frumpy chick.
Mm-hmm.
So the Nicole,
but she's still
Long
skinny
Island,
though.
No, the Nicole from Long Island. Yeah, but she was definitely like the frumpy,
Mm-hmm.
token frumpy girl. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so it's it's the casting. It is what it is. But
do you think the girl from Long Island looked frumpy? You think the girl from Long Island looked frumpy?
Well, I'm characterizing her that way because that is in comparison to somebody like Janelle, who's wearing high heels to the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? And I love her. She's like one of my favorite players, to be honest. I love her.
I still can't get over the amount of produce that sits on that counter and just doesn't get put away.
What happened?
I can't get over the amount of produce that just sits on a counter. Like, nobody puts anything away.
Oh, yeah, they probably waste mad food.
Oh, my God, but they're slobs.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Janelle, I wanted to show, let's see. I wanted to show this one thing. So she posted this. What do you guys think about what she wrote? So she said, number 1, congrats to Cody for winning Big Brother 22. Number 2, poor Enzo. We got to get into Enzo. Number 3, Davon deserves to win. Davon deserved it, which I agree. And number 4, Nicole got what she deserved and will have a spelling rude, supposed to be rude awakening when she finds out she lost her sponsors for making fun of Ian. What do you guys think about her final thoughts?
I'm about to say we can go in order.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. What are your thoughts on Cody winning? And do you agree with him being from the beginning to the end, should he have been the one that won?
I agree he should have won. And I agree it should have been unanimous because out of everybody, besides this being a dull season, he played the best game. He was a comp beast. He never saw the block. He had alliances with everybody, so that talked about his social game.
Right.
And he made final 2 with 2 different people and brought them both in, and they both didn't calculate saying, hey, he's a common denominator.
Right.
My issue is that if we're all-star players and we are all trying to, this is what I never got about Big Brother. If you're trying to make it to the $1 million, why not cut out the person who is a beast? I want the beast.
Yeah,
I want
they let him be in the final.
That doesn't make
I don't
any
understand
sense.
it. They do that every year. And Nicole shouldn't have been in the final 3 either, because I'm like, she won already. Why is she there?
Cut them out in the beginning.
Yeah. I don't know. But, I mean, he deserved a win because he made it there. Out of those 3, I'm going to give it up to him.
Do you
Mhm.
think Enzo lost because he got cocky at the end?
No, I
Like
don't
he
think,
got emotional and cocky?
I didn't see
I
him
don't
as
think he
cocky.
got. I don't think see him cocky either. That's just Enzo. And one thing you could say about Enzo is what you see is what you get. You
Yeah,
even
bro.
saw
Yeah, bro. But for real, that's what I saw. Yeah, bro.
Never
yeah.
on the block. Never on the block. When he kept saying that, never on the block. It almost came off like you should vote for me. What are you talking about? Nobody ever put me on the block. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And just that sort of, I was like, oh,
I think that was
he
just
lost.
him trying to pull up something to use because Cody has so much ammo. He has so
Right.
much in his suitcase, and Enzo didn't have much to go off of except I rode Cody's coattails.
Right.
That's it.
Right. So I mean, Enzo, like he wasn't gonna win. No matter if he was sitting next to Nicole, the only way that he would have won against Nicole is if he had cut Cody.
Right.
And
Yes,
brought
'cause they
Nicole
said that too. They're like,
right.
whoever cuts Cody would have made the biggest move
Right.
in the season.
Right. And so, and then like, I don't know. But I have to say they had a final two since before the season started, pretty much. Like they knew they had, apparently some of them all got together before and through
Oh
process
wow.
of elimination kind of knew who was, like, I think Big Brother made a decision at the last minute, but more than them were consulted about being on the show. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And so they didn't bring people that they may have intimated were going to be on the show. And so these people had conversation. They know each other. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
From other seasons, they have their whatever. So the alliances were already all there. So
Started.
it's just crazy. I just wish, it is what it is. It is what it is. And then Happy Devon won.
I
I
am.
thought it was going to be between Devon and Janelle because Janelle has like a cult following. I was surprised that Cody was runner up, but apparently he's very popular.
Tyler was
Yeah,
running.
Tyler.
I
He's
actually
very
like
popular.
Tyler.
You do?
I like. I do. I like Tyler.
He's a fake surfer boy. He's
He
like from
but
Idaho.
not granted not about his, but I just feel like Tyler is a good BB player. He's
Yeah,
great at competitions. He can make some lines. He makes some dumb moves, but he plays with his heart. Ultimately, at the end of the day, he admits to his faults, and I respect his game.
what about you, Marissa?
About Tyler?
Yeah, or Devon? Like who do you think should have won America's Favorite House Guest?
Oh, Devon.
Definitely.
Devon, period. Hands down,
Mhm.
the one who got it definitely should have won. I just wish
Mhm.
she would have gotten to the final two. I felt like
I
her
know
just
the minute it's like like we were talking about the race thing. It's like you gotta, how many hurdles you gotta jump over to make it to final three. I just knew that they weren't gonna, unless they all banded together, which they were never gonna do. One
But
of
the
them was
problem is that against them as well is you have the minorities in the house were Devon, Bailey, Kevin, and David.
right,
None of them were good at comps. I
right.
think Devon won one comp. Bailey didn't win anything. Kevin was a waste of space.
Kevin's like,
David
oh my
was,
god, I can't. Oh my, I couldn't stand his
and
diaries.
don't even get me started on David. Don't even get me started. So the minorities they picked.
Wait, put up the roster again. Which one's David?
Look, you can't even remember who David is. I don't blame you. I will remember
Oh,
you.
yes, I remember him now. He was
The one
boring.
I can tell you who David is. The one that's on the block and decides instead of trying to get the veto to get me off the block, I'm gonna go get $10,000 instead.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Well, he went home with money.
Yeah.
He quit. He's a quitter.
Yeah.
And then, so do you think Nicole got what she deserved? Like, I couldn't. Do you see how she was acting?
She was mad.
She
She
was
was
so mad. I
pissed.
was like,
Yeah.
even Julie was like, if we had a camera on you the whole time, ooh. I was
Yeah,
like,
she was like,
Julie,
if we had a
you are
thought
full of
bubble,
shade this
but
year. Julie had so much shade. She's never that shady.
She is so wrong for that. She's so wrong for that.
she's like,
But
let's put a thought bubble by your head because we would want to see what you think.
Oh my God. That was, but Janelle was right. Like, Nicole's talking about Ian's like her best friend, and she's
Oh
making
yeah.
fun of his autism. I mean, they didn't
Yeah.
air that on the actual show,
No.
but
Right.
has
That's
she
messed up.
said anything on social media about her loss of sponsorships yet?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been on, as you know, I've been off of social
I
media
haven't seen anything yet.
for a while. But yeah. So who was your least favorite house guest out of all of them?
Memphis.
Ditto. I don't know. I just said Christmas.
Mine actually was David. David was my least favorite.
You're like,
He
I
was
can't
so
stand
bored.
that.
I keep forgetting about him.
I
think Christmas was my least favorite.
I kept on getting so annoyed by things he would do, and I'm like, I get it. You haven't played the game, but you watch Big Brother. It's just like, come on.
Yeah, I wonder how I would be, like on that show. Like
I think about that too.
I think that I would be voted off early. Number one, because I'm Black. Number two, I would probably be voted off early because I'm not good with competitions. Like I just like the whole thing of the endurance ones where they're throwing all that paint and stuff. Like I'm gonna have to take my
You would
hearing
make
aid
it.
out.
You would make it because you are not good in competition.
And then I'm not gonna know. I ain't gonna be able to hear people. I can't make side alliances. That's the other thing. Like I'm gonna have to go into the house.
I wanted to go on the show. I'm like, if I could take off 3 months of work, I would so go on the show.
I think you would be good on there.
I would love it. I would.
I think like on the first day I'd have to be like, look, y'all, I'm the best person to have alliance with because I wear hearing aids. I'm not going to be able to hear things. So
you better get that sympathy
tell
card.
nobody anything that you said because I didn't hear you or I heard you wrong. So just take me. You use your
I'll keep all your secrets because I didn't hear them.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing too about me, and even in real life, people.
And notice when they do get their secrets, she turned that hearing aid on, like.
Right? Exactly. Be like, huh? So yeah. What about you?
Hold on, my battery just died. Hold on.
Oh, I'll be doing that all day. What about you, Marcy? You think you would be good on there?
I would either win or leave the first day. I would be nowhere in between.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because
I think you'd be good with the competitions. I think you'd be good with the questions, but I think you'd be like, I'm not running up and down on a balance beam trying like.
But you never know. I might surprise myself because
Right.
there's nothing else to do.
Right.
It's not like they're sitting around watching TV. So I don't know. But I really don't know.
I would get stuck on those competitions that are like where you have to figure out which house guest got vetoed and what day did this house get. I would screw that up.
They spend so much time trying to remember. On day 32, such and such fell off of what I'm like, how do you remember that?
I think they get like a study guide. I think they get like a study guide before the competition. Like
they must. Right? How do you remember all that?
There's no way you can remember all those days like that.
It's crazy. And do you think the backstabbing is a welcome attribute, or should people play it like nice and PC?
No.
No.
You have to do the backstabbing.
Yeah. But there's clean backstabbing and then there's dirty backstabbing. There's
So break it down.
Because I feel like clean backstabbing is like, yo, this person is a beast and he's gonna win all the competitions, so we can't just get him out the regular way. We have to backdoor him. That's a clean backstab.
Yes.
But a dirty
you
backstab,
come to me. Yeah, you come to me. We're talking like, no, don't worry about it. And I vote you out anyway. That's dirty.
Right. Or I'm in your alliance and we established this alliance. We've been going well with this alliance, and then out of nowhere you put me on the block. That's a dirty move.
That's what they alluded to. They're like, how are you gonna have an alliance with people and you keep Enzo outside of your alliance members? Like Enzo was still, you know what I mean? He's not in an alliance.
They clearly had an alliance and they didn't talk about it.
No, but I mean the first six of them had their own alliance. They could have gotten rid of other people before getting rid of each other. But they started getting rid of each other.
I don't know if he did this on purpose or if it's just me in my head thinking I would do this. Is having Enzo outside alliance means you have an ear outside of your alliance. So if I have any backstabbers in my alliance, he's hearing it.
But I would feel some kind of way if I'm the one on the block and one of my alliance members put me there. Like Danny. She's the third one to go out, on the crazy night of triple eviction. And
she was mad at that. She was upset about that.
Yeah, she should have been. She should have been. Not to say that I've liked her in previous seasons. I was very disappointed with her this season. I'm like, what the hell are you
She
doing?
was just, her hands were in every single pot, and that's
Right.
why they ended up going
She
against
doesn't
her
usually
because
play that way. She usually
yeah.
like plays the back and plays it cool, quiet, whispers. She's like the death whisperer. But
Well, it seemed like everybody in this season was trying to play a different type of
yeah,
game. Even Kaser,
yeah, Kaser.
I was told Kaser's like this. He's like he's like the best,
Yeah.
and he really didn't bring his A game this season.
I thought he was gonna make it to the end.
I was rooting. I never watched him. I never seen him in the previous season, but for some reason, I just really liked him,
Yeah.
and
He's
I
always
was
been a
rooting
fan
for him.
favorite.
I was rooting for him.
Unfortunately, but he never makes it far.
I would have respected if the OGs got together and had their own alliance.
But see, they made the miscalculation that Memphis was with them.
Yep.
And Memphis was that's where Janelle and Kaser
Went wrong.
Yeah. And they waited too long to try to make an alliance with the other ones. They should have did it day one. Day one, you grab someone. You can't wait day 3. By day 3, it's a wrap. Day 1, the minute you walk in the house, you pick out a bedroom, we're together, we're alliance, cool. We'll talk later. And move on. I remember, I think it was season 3, there was a black woman named Danielle. And she got with the like one of the youngest players in the house, a white kid. He's like 19, 20, something like that. And they met in passing on the first day. And she's like, we're aligned. We're not going to talk to each other this whole time. We'll meet in the hallway, something like that. And you give me info, I give you info. We make alliances on our own outside of each other, but we keep coming back and we keep saving each other. And nobody even knew. She was running the entire house. But the problem was the jury was going home then. They were watching it. They weren't secluded. And so they were pissed that she was running it, and so she lost. They gave it the 2 of them made it to the final, and they made him the winner because they were mad about the thing that he was saying.
That's an interesting thing, jury management, because you can get some bitter jurors that are like, screw you.
Exactly.
I took this personal, and I'm not.
After that, they made it. They secluded the jury after that.
Which made me begs the question: how did Cody get a unanimous decision? Because every time he did his exit interview or whatever interview after he voted people off, he'd be like, Jaymes, I voted for you because your camera angles are better than mine. Tamika, I'm voting you off because you look 10 years younger than me and you're older than me. Like,
I know.
What? Like, how are you not mad at him? How?
I don't like him. I didn't like him last season.
Because they allowed him to get as far as he did. Like, when was it going to click in and say, we got to get out Cody?
Right.
Like, we got to take out Cody. It was never in any of their minds that, like, yo, he's a beast. Let's get him out. It was
Cody should have been gone a long time ago.
Triple
elimination.
It was like, instead of bringing, I want to bring the suckiest person. I'm bringing Kevin to the end with me as my number 2.
Yes. Kevin should have been. He wasn't going to win. He was not going to win.
Right. I'm like, do these people really want to win the money, or they just want to make friends? Because it looks like they're trying to be loyal, and I'm like, screw this.
Right. It was a crazy season. And I watched, but when you compare it to other seasons, it was not that great.
So the people in the jury house don't get to see any of this footage?
No. They do. They get to watch.
Yeah. I thought you meant, the video. I don't know how much they see, though.
Because when Devon was hosting that panel, which she did amazing, I think she needs her own, they need to do something, bring her back, and she has to have, a discussion.
Challenge? Do you watch her on the challenge, MTV The Challenge?
No.
She's on there, too.
That's what she's doing for a living now, apparently.
Right. They jump to different shows.
Yeah.
But she was really great, at the round table hosting, keeping conversation going and flowing. They seem to have way too much knowledge. I'm like, do they watch these cameras all day?
When they come back to the jury house, they get to watch the previous episodes to catch up to where currently it's at.
Got it.
But I don't know how much of it they see.
I don't know how much they see.
Because they don't let us see what they see. They only let us see a clip or whatever. But maybe they see the whole thing. Obviously,
I'd like to see how they come up with, this is going to win, guys. This is not who's going to win, guys. I want to see those conversations.
I mean, because that was a unanimous. I'm look. The minute Cody's on the in the final two, he's the winner. Like it's.
I said that. I said he was going to once he made it to the final two. I'm like, it's game over.
Yeah, exactly.
Game over.
And Nicole, I don't even know if she's doing all that crying, and I don't even think that she was going to take him. She wouldn't admit that.
I said if Nicole is smart, if she won, I wouldn't take Cody.
Right.
I would drop Cody like a hot. And Cody did the same. Like he knew she was a previous winner, and if he stood next to her, he's smart. If I said,
but I don't think she would have had a chance this season though. The way she graded everybody,
she might not. She might not. But like Cody, smart man, I'm not going to take my chances. Let me move her out before.
But if she would have won and took Enzo, she might have won. They might have given it to her.
Mm-hmm.
Can we say hi to what's your dog's name?
Oscar? Oh, you can see him running around.
Yeah, let me see his face. You don't even know.
Hi, say hi.
What up,
he just got a grooming today.
Welcome to Zoom.
Hello, anyway. Say hi to Zoom.
But yeah, it was an interesting season, and you know, we gotta wait till next summer. Marissa's probably not ever watching again. He's like, this took so much out of my life.
It was very taxing.
It's a commitment. It's definitely a commitment.
It's not even so much the commitment because there's thankfully on demand and DVR, but it was very taxing because, you know, listen, working with little children and having kids, you want them to view the lens of the world of like shared respect, right? How you come to me is the energy that I'm going to give back to you, right? Like, so if you're a jerk, I'm going to be a jerk, or I might just turn around and have like the emotional wherewithal to say, maybe you're having a bad day. Maybe it's not me. Maybe it's a you thing. So you're constantly in that environment where you're watching how you speak, how you dress, how you consistently take someone's action is not personal, where when you live in that sort of bubble, and then you watch a show like this that is by design backstabbing, by design skewing another person's perspective, but then you add in the overt racism, the underhanded racism, the unintentional racism, and then the fact that you clearly see the American way where there's never going to be equal opportunity. But when you ask everyone, they'll all say we all had a chance to make it to the end. No, we didn't.
Right.
But so when you look at that, it's very emotionally taxing where you have to consistently say to yourself, it's just a show, it's just a show. I know it's just a show, but these are real people. This is how they're really acting.
That's why Devon was so upset with Nicole, because she's like, Christmas was like, it's just a show, she played a game. But Devon was like, but this is more than that on a personal level. I'm attacking a black man. This black man's already being attacked on a daily basis. I'm adding on to it. So this is that personal.
And she went to her and said, look, outside a game, she went to Nicole and said, look, on a personal level, please tell me, was it you? Like, this is not about games. This is about friendship. And the girl still lied to her.
Nicole could have easily said, look, on a game move, I had to lie. I'm telling you this personally. And you got to keep it a secret because I got to further out my game. But this is what I had to do.
And she didn't even say it. She didn't even say it in the confession. You know, when Devon got voted out, she could have easily said it there. I apologize. I had to do it. She still didn't do it. She's like, I really wanted you to stay, and you had every opportunity. Like Nicole is so whack. Lost her sponsorship. Anyway.
No, actually, wait. She did say it in the confession.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. She did.
Yeah,
you're right. But whatever. She's still a bitch. No,
yeah.
I shouldn't call her a bitch.
She is.
Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
Well, guys, this has been fun. Like I said, we got next summer. You know, you started that Facebook group. I had to get out of it because they were dropping secrets. I was like, you know what?
Oh yeah.
You gotta be on top of it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, this chick.
I'm sorry.
She texted. She's like, "Can you believe?" Or she's like, "They finally
Memphis
got rid of Memphis."
Is gone, and she's
I'm like, I didn't even watch it yet. Like she texted me. I can't even avoid it. It's not like I went on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, of all people, she watched it.
And here's the thing though, that was the one episode I watched live.
I was just like, thanks.
That's why I have to watch it live, because I know people are gonna start talking and say
Exactly.
stuff.
Exactly.
Like one of my friends didn't watch the finale, and she just went on the internet to look up something, and automatically popped up.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I my whole family watches it, so I gotta be like, as soon as they come, they're like, "Did you see?" I didn't watch it yet. Like,
Yeah, you have to start off with, because someone did that to me once. They thought because I normally watch it. They're like, "Oh, this one." I'm like, I'm not watching it today. I gotta see it tomorrow. So you gotta,
right, you gotta tell them right off. There's no like, hello. It's like, I didn't watch Big Brother. Shut up. My aunt came in my room and she saw Dave on the TV and she's like, yeah, she got voted off. It's sad. I was like, she's on the TV. Obviously, I don't know that she's voted off yet.
What other shows are you getting into, Jaymes?
Right now I'm watching. I have this. Then I watch the second Power.
Okay.
On Stars.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched Married at First Sight too.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
I love those clips.
Yeah.
That one and 90 Day Fiance. I can't watch the whole thing, but yes, the clips. I live for those clips.
We have to do this again. Another, like, agree to binge a show, watch a show,
yeah.
and do another recap show.
Lovecraft County.
Yeah, that's a good show. I'm caught up.
I don't have HBO, but I'm gonna try to watch it on my Fire Stick, because I should be able to get it on my Fire Stick.
Yeah. Well, I don't mean to rush you guys off, because I got 2 minutes, because we're on a Zoom thing, but it was good talking to you.
Well, I enjoyed. Thank you for inviting me on.
Thanks, Jaymes.
We'll post this, and hopefully you'll see it, and you'll post it, Jaymes, and share it in the Facebook group, and
yes,
we'll go from there. Love y'all.
All right.
Mean it. Yep, yeah, yes. Where can they catch us, Marissa, real quick?
Yep, yeah, yes, 18 on Instagram and Twitter, the Yep, yeah, yes podcast on Facebook. All your streaming devices that you can get a podcast, all you have to do is say said device, the Yep, yeah, yes show.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.